Imagine a life where no one's words can shake you, no one's actions can break you, and peace becomes your natural state. Sounds impossible? It's not. Picture yourself walking through a world full of noise, insults, judgments, and chaos. Yet inside you remains a quiet, still lake, untouched by the storm. Today I'm going to share with you how to never get angry or bothered by anyone, and how to master inner calm no matter what life throws at you. Many people believe that anger is something others cause within us. We say things like, "They made me angry," or "She ruined my day," or "He disrespected me." But the truth is deeper. Nobody inserts anger into your mind. Anger arises within you as a reaction to how you interpret events. It is not the words or actions themselves. It is the meaning you attach to them that ignites the fire. Think about the last time someone upset you. Were the words they used truly knives, or did you make them into knives with your interpretation? Imagine if the same words were spoken in a language you do not understand. Would you feel wounded? Likely not. The difference is the story you attach, the expectations you hold, and the personal meaning you give to the event. That is where anger begins, not in the external world, but in the internal story. Most anger is born in the gap between how we expect life to be and how it actually unfolds. We expect respect, and when it does not come, we feel insulted. We expect fairness, and when it does not appear, we feel betrayed. We expect understanding, and when it is missing, we feel misunderstood. In this gap, resentment grows, and from that soil, anger blooms. The ego plays a powerful role in this. Ego says, "I must be seen. I must be respected. I must be treated in a certain way." It demands the world bend to its rules, but the world does not obey. The more we cling to this need for control, the more fragile our peace becomes. When someone cuts us off in traffic, our ego screams, "How dare they?" When someone ignores our message, the ego whispers, "I am not important." When someone criticizes our work, the ego shouts, "They are attacking me." And in all of this, our emotional state is being handed away to strangers, to moments, to passing shadows. The path to inner calm begins the moment you reclaim that power. It begins with a realization. I cannot control what others do, but I can absolutely control how I respond. That is where your true freedom lives. Detachment is the first real step on this path. Many misunderstand detachment, thinking it means coldness, apathy, or emotional numbness. That is not true detachment. Real detachment is full of life, full of love, but it is free from unhealthy attachment to how others must behave for you to be okay. It is the art of letting people be who they are while you remain who you are. It is the strength to care deeply, yet not be shaken every time someone moves in a way you do not like. Imagine the ocean. At the surface, waves crash and winds howl. But deep beneath, the water is still and undisturbed. That depth exists within you. You can train yourself to live from that depth instead of the surface. This is what detachment feels like. Being aware of the storms, hearing the noise, seeing the chaos, but not being owned by it. Someone criticizes you, you listen, you reflect, and you decide whether to take anything from it. Someone ignores you, you remember that your value is not measured by their attention. Someone tries to provoke you, you see it as a reflection of their inner struggle, not a reflection of your worth. One of the most practical tools you will ever use is the pause. Between what happens and how you react, there is always a moment. It might be brief, but it is there. In that moment lies your freedom. Someone speaks with disrespect. You feel the heat rise in your chest, the urge to snap back, the familiar wave of anger approaching. This is where most people lose control. They react instantly, words spill out, and damage is done. But in that moment, if you pause, if you simply breathe, let the first wave pass, and give yourself even 3 seconds, you open the door to a different choice. That pause is your shield, your reset button, your greatest weapon against impulsive anger. Calmness is not a gift that some people are born with, and others are not. It is a skill. Like a muscle, it can be trained, strengthened, and made resilient over time. Begin with your mornings. Before the noise of the world enters your mind, give yourself moments of stillness. Sit quietly, close your eyes, breathe deeply. Remind yourself, today, I will not give my peace away. This is a small act, but it begins to train your nervous system to choose calm as its default setting. As the day unfolds, notice your triggers. Do not judge them, observe them. Who tends to disturb your calm? What situations pull you into reaction? Is it the slow driver, the impatient coworker, the critical relative? Each moment of awareness is another step toward mastery. Strength is often mistaken for aggression. Many believe that shouting, dominating, or reacting quickly shows power. But what is easier, to explode or to hold your ground with composure? Anyone can throw words in a fit of rage. It takes far more strength to stay rooted when provoked. The calm person is not weak. They are in control. They are the ones who keep their power while others spill theirs in every direction. Responding rather than reacting is the hallmark of a mature mind. Reaction is fast, fueled by emotion, and often destructive. Response is slow, deliberate, and purposeful. It is the choice to answer only when the noise inside you has settled. This does not mean you tolerate injustice or disrespect. It means you deal with it from a place of strength rather than wounded pride. Sometimes that means speaking calmly, but firmly. Sometimes it means walking away. And often, it means saying nothing at all. Because not every insult deserves a reply. Not every argument deserves a warrior. The world will continue to test you. There will always be someone who misunderstands, criticizes, interrupts, or ignores. There will always be a rude comment online, an unfair decision at work, a person who enjoys provoking reactions. If your peace depends on the world becoming perfect, you will be a slave forever. But if your peace depends on your own mastery, no one can take it from you. And so, the journey to never being bothered is not about controlling others, but about transforming your inner relationship with them. Consider how much time we spend trying to change people, wishing they would act better, speak softer, think more kindly, or finally see our worth. But every ounce of energy spent trying to control another person is energy stolen from your own growth. You cannot stop people from being rude, but you can stop giving them the power to ruin your day. You cannot stop people from misunderstanding you, but you can stop letting their misunderstanding define your truth. Inner calm begins when you redirect that energy inward, away from their chaos, and toward your center. There is a secret many peaceful people know. Most of what people say and do has very little to do with you. The criticism, the coldness, the sharp words, they are often a reflection of their own inner battles. Perhaps they are tired, insecure, or in pain. Perhaps they learned to speak with anger because it was the only language ever spoken to them. When you see people this way, not as enemies, but as individuals carrying invisible burdens, something softens in you. Anger no longer seems necessary because you see their actions not as personal attacks, but as symptoms of their own struggles. This does not mean you let everyone walk over you. Calmness is not the same as passivity. Calmness is a position of strength. It says, I choose my battles, and most of them are not worth fighting. It is the courage to let go, not because you have no words, but because you have too much wisdom to waste them where they will not be heard. A calm person is like a mountain. Winds may howl at its surface, but the mountain remains unmoved. Rain may fall, storms may rage, but the mountain holds its ground, not out of stubbornness, but out of nature. There is a beautiful power in not responding right away. Think of the last heated argument you had, the fast reply, the one you sent without thinking. What did it cost you? How many times have you regretted the words you could not take back? A calm mind acts like a filter. It does not suppress emotion. It examines it, questions it, and only then allows words to pass through. When you learn to delay your reaction, you begin to live from your higher self, not from your wounded self. One of the most misunderstood aspects of mastering inner calm is the role of silence. Many people think silence is a sign of defeat, but silence can be a sign of tremendous power. There are situations where saying nothing is the strongest statement you can make. Silence says, "I see what you are trying to do, but I will not join you in that energy." Silence keeps you from adding fuel to a fire that was never yours to tend. And often, silence reveals more than words ever could about who truly holds control. Another key to lasting calm is self-respect. When you know who you are, when you respect your own path, the noise of others fades. People often get angry because they are secretly unsure of themselves. They depend on external validation, and when it is withheld or threatened, they erupt. But when your worth is rooted deeply in who you are, not in applause, not in agreement, you no longer need to defend yourself at every turn. You simply exist in your truth. Let's also address boundaries, because calmness without boundaries becomes self-abandonment. There will be people who mistake your calm for weakness, who take your silence as permission. In these moments, calmness gives you the clarity to set limits, not with rage, but with firmness. You do not have to shout to say no. You do not have to explain every decision. Boundaries are the invisible fences that protect your peace. They are not walls that shut the world out. They are gates that decide what enters. The practice of staying unbothered also means embracing acceptance. Life will not always be fair. People will not always act with kindness. Situations will not always align with your hopes. Acceptance is the art of saying, "Even so, I remain at peace." It is not defeat. It is alignment with reality. And once you stop fighting what is, you gain the energy to build what can be. Day by day, as you practice this, you will notice small changes. The comment that once ruined your morning will feel like a passing cloud. The delay that once filled you with rage will become a chance to breathe. The person who once drained your energy will no longer have that power, because you will have reclaimed it. This transformation does not happen overnight. It is a discipline, a daily choice. There will be days when you slip, when the old reactions rise. Do not hate yourself for those moments. See them as part of the process. Calmness is not perfection. It is progress. Every pause you create, every moment you hold back when you could have exploded, every time you choose understanding over judgment, you are building a life of peace. Calmness is also deeply tied to the way you view time. Many of our frustrations come from living too much in the past or too much in the future. We carry old wounds, replay old conversations, and nurse grudges that only poison the present moment. Or we project ahead, imagining how someone will betray us, how things might go wrong, how people might treat us. In both cases, we hand over our peace to moments that do not even exist right now. The present moment is always calmer than your thoughts about it. When you bring yourself back to this breath, this moment, you will often find there is no real problem here, only a story you have been feeding. Letting go of anger does not mean suppressing it. Suppression is a pressure cooker. It holds everything in until it explodes in unhealthy ways. Mastering inner calm is about awareness, not denial. When anger rises, do not push it down. Acknowledge it. Feel where it shows up in your body. Is it a tightness in your chest? A heat in your face? A racing of your thoughts? Watch it like a scientist observing a storm. The moment you observe anger without immediately acting on it, you have already begun to dissolve its power. You have turned from victim to witness. And sometimes, anger carries a message. It tells you something matters to you. It points to a boundary crossed, a need ignored, an injustice felt. Listen to the message, but do not become the messenger of destruction. Once you have heard its message, thank it and let it pass. Do not build a home for it in your heart. Another aspect that strengthens calmness is compassion, for yourself and for others. When you start to see that everyone is fighting a hidden battle, including you, anger softens naturally. The driver who cut you off may be rushing to a hospital. The colleague who snapped at you may be drowning in private stress. The friend who ghosted you may be lost in their own confusion. Compassion does not excuse bad behavior, but it allows you to stop personalizing it. It allows you to say, "That is their storm, not mine." And you too deserve compassion. Many of us are harshest with ourselves. We replay our mistakes, punish ourselves for our flaws, and demand perfection in how we handle every situation. But the road to peace is paved with gentleness toward yourself. You will not always be unbothered. Some days the world will get to you. That does not mean you have failed. It means you are human, learning, practicing, evolving. As you become calmer, people will notice. Some will respect it, some will misunderstand it, and some may even try harder to shake you, because your peace challenges their chaos. Stay the course. Over time, calmness attracts what chaos cannot: deep respect, real connection, and inner freedom. You will become a mirror that reflects not drama, but steadiness, not noise, but presence. Let's envision that moment. A heated room, voices rising, accusations flying. You are there, hearing it all, yet you remain still. Your breath is slow, your eyes are soft. Your words, if you speak, are measured. And when the dust settles, you walk away, carrying none of it with you. That is not fantasy. That is the natural result of choosing inner calm again and again, until it becomes who you are. This practice is not about being above others. It is about being within yourself. You do not master calmness to appear superior. You master it because your peace is too precious to give away cheaply. Think of the cost of anger: sleepless nights, broken relationships, lost opportunities, words you can never take back. Now think of the gift of calm: better health, clearer thinking, stronger connections, a life led by choice, not by reaction. There will always be provocations. Life will never run out of tests, but you do not need to live at the mercy of them. Begin today. Notice the first irritation. Instead of rushing to answer, pause. Instead of matching their energy, hold your own. Instead of letting them enter your mind rent-free, gently close the door. Over days, over weeks, this becomes your new normal. Not because the world became kinder, but because you became stronger. Remember, calmness is contagious. As you master it, you give silent permission for others to soften too. The room you enter becomes less tense. The conversations you have become more meaningful. The conflicts that used to explode now fizzle because your energy does not feed them. That is the quiet revolution you start, not by controlling the world, but by mastering yourself. So the next time someone tries to pull you into their storm, pause, breathe, smile, not because you agree, but because you are choosing peace over war. Your calm is not weakness, it is your greatest strength. And the more you protect it, the more life opens its quiet treasures to you. Peace of mind is not a gift others can hand you. It is a discipline you build, brick by brick, breath by breath, moment by moment. And here lies the truth most people spend a lifetime overlooking. Calmness is not a finish line. It is a way of traveling through life. It is not a state you achieve once and keep forever. It is a practice, a continuous returning to yourself, a daily decision to choose clarity over chaos, patience over provocation, stillness over storm. Just like a muscle, it strengthens with use. The more you choose it, the more natural it becomes. Until one day, the things that once sent you spiraling will barely ripple your peace. This path will change not only how you respond to others, but also how others perceive you. People will feel it. Your quiet strength, your unshakable presence. Some will be drawn to it, inspired by it, even softened by it. Others may resist it, because calmness forces them to look at their own noise. But do not dim your stillness for anyone. The world needs more of it. It needs people who do not add to the fire, but who bring water, who bring shade, who bring space for truth to breathe. As you live this way, your relationships will shift. Some will deepen, some will fall away. The ones that remain will be rooted in respect, not reaction. Your health will improve, not just mental, but physical. Because a calm mind creates a calm body. Your days will feel lighter, not because they are free of challenges, but because you no longer carry every challenge inside your chest. And most importantly, you will start to feel at home, no matter where you are, no matter who surrounds you. Remember this whenever life tests you. Your peace is not found in their approval, their apology, or their change. Your peace begins and ends with you. It is the pause before the reply, the breath before the decision. The choice to walk away when staying means losing yourself. It is the discipline to rise above without looking down, to stand firm without being rigid, to love without being naive. So the next time anger knocks on your door, greet it like an old visitor, one you no longer entertain. Let it pass. Let it wander. Do not set the table for it. Do not offer it a seat in your heart. Smile, breathe, and return to your center. The more you do this, the more your life becomes a sanctuary. Not because the world is quiet, but because you have become the quiet in a loud world. And that is the real mastery, not to never face storms, but to carry the calm wherever you go. If you've made it this far, drop a 100 in the comments. It shows you are part of the 1% that's improving every single day.